Hello there everybody, Sabanai2 aka Nightmare, and welcome back to Irae Amantes Amentes. I had a bit of a brain fart there. In the last episode, I tried to kill Shirou. It did not work all that well, but considering he tried to show me a... No. That. God damn it, Shirou. Oh man, you just had to fuck everything up. You're a dick.
俺はお前らが好きだ。実にいじりがいがあって燃える。
Well, stop it! Sakurai punched the table I kicked flying straight at Shirou, but he dodged it while casually humming to himself. Wait a minute. She punched the table that you kicked. You kicked the table, and she followed it up with a punch to fling it at Shirou. That's good teamwork. See, even she's impressed. Marie gave us an applause.
あなた、友達は選びなさいよ。
I know.
お前に言われたくねえよ。
Needless to say, Sakura and I were in rather foul moods. Even if we weren't, Kasumi would be arriving shortly. I feared to imagine what disaster would unfold if that human bomb were to be thrown into this situation.
おい、桜井。
Yeah, that might be a bit of a problem. So, while I knew it was pointless and wouldn't work, I decided to address her.
これから先、しばらく話し合わせてくれ。
どういうことよ。
かすみがここに来る。
Sakurai gave me a frigid look as if to imply she failed to see the point of my statement.
話を合わせるって、具体的に何をどうするっていうのよ。
I want you to be my girlfriend, just temporarily. Do you want to die? Kind of.
そこら辺は臨機応変だ。
Marie couldn't read the mood. Shirou would just screw with things for the heck of it, as would Honjou. As for Kasumi, well, she was Kasumi. I was extremely reluctant to do it, but Sakurai was the only one I could reasonably team up with.
いやよ。なんで私が。だいたいあなたのこと嫌いだし。
Fair point. I was about to point out that the feeling was mutual, but I held my tongue.
何よ。
別に。
But she really was an irritating one. Why was she just glaring at me all the time? What did I do to piss her off? What happened earlier wasn't my fault. Jesus Christ.
何か言いたいことがあるなら言えば。
粘着女。
Jesus.
いや、女なんて基本的にどいつも粘着だろ。
Not necessarily.
ねえねえ、私は。
あ？君はそうね。きっぱりっつうかバッサリっつうかドッキリっつうかびっくりっつうか。ついでに俺はすっきり爽やかっつうか。
Bullshit. This time it was Sakurai who kicked the cabinet next to her into the air, and I redirected an ashtray to Shirou with a swift kick. Though he dodged that just as easily.
危ねえな。人んちの備品勝手に壊さないでくれるか。
Unlike me, who had more or less become immune to that idiot's antics, Sakurai appeared to have been at her limit, shoulders lightly trembling.
こんなに腹の立つ男。
I know, right?
やっぱり私もう帰る。なんでこんなところにいるのか、よく考えなくても変だし。
I mean, you're not wrong, it is kind of weird.
じゃあね、藤井君。せいぜいあとは頑張って。
Right back at ya.
おい、ちょっと待てよ。
I mean, wait, hold on.
うるさいわね、何よ。
Well, I still had a lot to ask her. That was the whole reason I looked after her. So just allowing her to leave like this would be putting the cart before the horse. Still, annoying as it was, it seemed she'd mostly recovered. So if I were to stop her, I'd likely have to resort to force. Honestly, that would be a rather troubling turn of events in this situation. I didn't know when Kasumi would arrive, so I couldn't get violent or let her do the same.
だから言ったでしょ。頭悪いのもいい加減にしろって。
I'm a main character. Stupidity is like my second nature, really.
藤井君、なんかいろいろ考えてるようで、いつも行き当たりばったりなんだから。
Thank you for that.
いや、こいつはいろいろ考えて頑張れば頑張るほど事態が悪い方向に転がるっていう 稀有な才能の持ち主でだな。
And whose fault is that?
ほっとけ。
そうよ、あなたは関係ないでしょ。
じゃあ関係あるの連れてきたよ。
Oh no. It was at that moment that Honjou returned with an extraordinary smile. What's more, she was pushing an emergency room stretcher. A caterpillar-shaped object, like a body bag, wriggled on top of it. Honjou, what the fuck?
どうかした？
Why did you put her in a body bag? What do you think?
あ、霞だ。
Marie unzipped the body bag, and the moment she did, a difficult to describe thing burst out of it. Did you fucking gag and tie her up?
ねえ、お前の知り合いかこれ。
いや知らん。誰だこれ。
What? Honjou, what did you do to her?
なんか私もめんどくさかったからさ。
What did you do? I know you tased her, but what the fuck else did you do to her? I didn't feel like explaining what the hell was going on with Kasumi over there, and decided to let everyone's imaginations fill in the blanks. But if I had to express my honest feelings...
バカばっかり。
Yeah, you're not wrong. Sakurai said it best. I could do nothing but sigh at this point. And so? You okay? Backed by a highly oppressive BGM, Kasumi began to hush. Okay, I'll give this novel just... I like that little fourth wall humor there. I actually do like that kind of stuff. He forced me to sit on my knees. Marie copied me, while Sakurai looked away, acting like she had nothing to do with any of this. Shirou and Honjou stood behind Kasumi, writing on some sort of paper with markers.
今度という今度はちゃんと説明してもらうからね。レン、あんた一体何やってるのよ。なんでこんなところにマリーちゃんや桜井さんと一緒にいるの。
Internet?
なんでって言われても。
Sakurai looked brisk even when I turned to her. It was probably useless to expect anything out of Marie. But while I was deep in thought...
レンが 3P しようとしたんだけど、ホテル代がないからってここに連れてこられたの。
Wait. Wait a minute. Shirou and Honjou wrote something on the papers, didn't they? And you just had to read it out. Damn it, Marie!
は？
マリー、後ろの奴らのカンペは見るな。
Hold it! How about you join us to I Could Dig That, Honjou's card? But I guess you'd fill the room with the stink of kendo equipment. Yeah, forget I said anything. Shirou's card. But doesn't Ren have a stench fetish? Honjou's card. True, Fuji does have a perverted side to him. Shirou's card. He was a total animal the last time we did it. Even bit my arm. Remembering all that made me kind of restless now. I say, what would you say if we took some time together in private? What? But I don't swing that way. Wait, stop, not in front of Ren. Oh my god. You guys are assholes.
お前ら帰れ。
But we live here. We? FYI, you're only freeloading at my place.
何をふざけてるかそこ！
No, not the big scary lady again. You scare me when you're angry, Mommy.
口で喋らんか口で！
Now, calm down, Kasumi. I thought doing something about Sakurai over there would be of a higher priority before she killed someone.
だいたいしろ。あんたいなくなったと思ったらこんなところで遊んでるし、何がどうなってるのか私ちっともさっぱりわかんない。
Well, the long and short of it is I'm fighting supernatural Nazis. You know? Just standard weekend stuff.
まさかあんたら私に内緒でずっと連絡取り合ってたんじゃないでしょうね。
いや、それはない。
Nah, it just kind of happened in the middle of the night one night. I mean, what?
レンと会ったのは一昨日の話だ。
本当に？
本当に。
本当に。
私の目を見て。
こうか？
近い！夜のバカ！タバコ臭い！
It was hard to express in words, but I found myself oddly soothed by the nostalgic scene before me, with Kasumi in a fit, and Shirou smirking at her. Okay, well, not really, but it was an odd feeling nonetheless.
大体この子誰？
Kasumi panted as she pointed to Honjou. Perhaps she was tired of yelling so much.
学校に行こうとして部屋から出たらいきなり目の前にいて、なんか羊羹みたいなのお腹に当ててきたと思ったらいきなりバキュンとなって、私は
Oh yeah, that was a taser. So Honjou just carried her over here after knocking her out, huh?
お前、漫画の人さらいかよ。
I know, right?
だってめんどくさかったんだもん。
ま、こいつなら死にゃしねえだろ。スタンガンくらいで。
I'd like to believe that Kasumi is pretty sturdy.
スタン。
とにかく
Kasumi pounded the sofa violently, gathering everyone's attention. She'd been in a huge outburst for a while.
あなたは一体誰ですか？うちのバカ男どもとどんな関係なんですか？
Wait a minute, so we're your boys now?
うちのって、お前。
Okay, I'm glad Ren immediately caught off to that.
俺らはお前の息子かよ。
Well,
うっさい！あんたら黙ってろ、ダメズコンビ。それでうおーい、こっち向け！
え？何？私？
Honjou had been fiddling with her phone, apparently not listening to a word Kasumi said. Not bothering to stop, she spoke up in a bored voice.
そんな誰とか言われてもね。強いて言うならセックスフレンドとしか？
Thank you for that.
クス？フレンド？あれ？違ったっけ？
No? Realistically, I just thought you were just a techno geek that has a taser. Of course not! The fuck was this bitch going on about? I didn't know what her relationship was with Shirou, but with the way the conversation had been going so far, it made it sound like I was part of it too. That pissed me off.
そうなの？
And what did I do to earn that disgusted look from her? Are you okay? Kasumi's mouth flapped like a goldfish as she stood there, still as a statue.
衝撃的事実だな。おい
No shit!
まああんたのが使い物になったらそうなるんじゃないかなっていう話をね。家庭だけどね、してみようかと。
I don't need to know about your sex life. Shut up!
はあ？
Okay, my consciousness was about to trail off toward analyzing their inexplicable conversation when I suddenly realized there was something very important I forgot to add to the equation. And that thing, that pitfall, was gaping its jaws around my feet this very moment. I had a terrible feeling about this. The thing Honjou had just casually launched not only caused one terrible misunderstanding, it triggered another bomb. An electric chair, if you will, veiled behind the second layer of our situation. I'd forgotten all about it, but now it came back to bite me. Oh shit. Uh-oh. Yeah, there it was.
あんた、桜井さんと付き合ってるんじゃなかったの？
There it is! Stop it!
ありゃりゃ。
どこまで藤つかませば気が済むのよ、この最低最悪のろくでなしが。
I wrestled with a sudden impulse to tear all my hair out.
付き合う？付き合う？
Uh,
私が藤井君と？
another new expression.
あ、違うの？
違うっていうか、これは。
Are you okay?
なあ、どうだっけか、エリー。
とりあえず状況的にはすでに肌を重ねてなかっつうか。
Shut up! Would someone please shut her up already?
先生、レン君がまた物に動じてないって顔でぐるぐる言い訳考えてます。
Shut up, Shirou!
それに比べて桜井ちゃんはまだわかりやすいね。
どこがよ。
顔赤いよ。
Marie, don't!
よしわかった
Okay, I'm dead. Kasumi suddenly sat cross-legged and slapped her knees as if she was enjoying something. What Yakuza film was she trying to imitate there?
レンあんたあれ言いなさい。
あれ
Eh?
わかってるでしょ。あれよあれよ。前に一回この話題であんたが煙に巻いたやつ。
Oh, fuck. Last time we talked about this... Wait, surely... She didn't mean...
好きって言え今すぐここ
Fuck. I knew it.
で全世界に向けて愛
Oh, God.
ラブを。
Shut up!
リビドーを。
Die!
連携すんなお前ら。
じゃあ私は何を。
You're innocent. Just sit down and just calmly, just take a couple deep breaths. Just don't say anything, please. Wait, there was no need for Marie to force herself into this.
言えるかバカ。
ちょっとどうなの奥さんこの人。
諦めの悪い男ってやね。
お前らな。
I'd really had it with them. Besides, Honjou had been constantly playing with her phone while causing those disruptions. What the hell was she doing stirring up things in her spare time if she wasn't even all that into it to begin with? But then, just as I was seriously considering protesting...
よし、オッケー。
She suddenly thrust her fist into the air for some reason. Everyone looked at her. Honjou grinned and showed Kasumi her cell phone.
何これうちの学校のホームページじゃん。
なんだよいきなり。どうしたんだ。
これ見てよ。
What? I took a peek at Honjo's cell phone only to be stunned.
休校
Huh? The following was written there. Due to concerns regarding a serial killer still on the loose, as well as our intention to prioritize the safety of our students, steps have been taken to temporarily close the school.
お前。
いいタイミングだったね。
Too good if you asked me. She clearly used some sort of trick.
こりゃまた。
Judging from the impressed look on Sakurai's face and Shiro's smirk, they were clearly thinking the same thing as me.
やだな。そんな見ないでよ。
What did you do? Did Honjo alter the school's homepage? It was obviously nothing compared to hacking into the UN's database, but it still felt unbelievable that she did all this with her phone alone.
もしかしてときめいた？
No.
アホか。
Accurate. Though I cursed at her, I owed her big time. I felt myself honestly welling up with gratitude. As for why...
そっか休校なんだね。まあしょうがないか。
Oh, good. Distraction. I would have never been able to restrain her this easily, no matter what I did. But being the honest girl she was, she believed, without suspicion, that the school had closed. Or rather, she didn't have a reason to doubt it. Most everyday people wouldn't even consider that someone their age was capable of that kind of hacking. I would definitely have believed it myself, albeit with some suspicion, if I didn't know Honjo's skills. So...
とりあえずそういうことでよ。怒鳴り続けてんのも疲れたろ。今は一服入れようぜ。
でも
お前の疑問にはそのうちレンが答えるだろうよ。な、エリ。
そうね。じゃあまずご飯でも食べようよ。私お腹減っちゃって。
だな。じゃあかすみ、お前あいつと一緒に俺らの飯作ってくれよ。
I do not trust Kasumi with Ellie. She fucking stun gunned her, dude.
ちょっとそんないきなり言われても。
Also, she might corrupt this poor child.
悪い。頼むよ。
Kasumi made a discontent face, but...
わかったわかりましたよ。ともかくご飯作るからいろいろ話はその後で。
じゃあくすみちゃん、こちらへどうぞ。
っていうか、なんであなたが私の名前を。
エリーよ、エリー。よろしくね。
まあよろしく。
Dear God. I didn't know if she'd call her feeble-minded or just good-natured. Probably both. But, despite voicing a few complaints, begrudgingly followed Irae out of the room. In any case, I'd better think about what to do next.
うまくやったじゃない。とりあえず良かったわね。
I'm not entirely sure about that.
とりあえずか。
Yeah, it really was only for now. One of the problems had been cleared, but there were still a ton of issues remaining.
あいつがおとなしくなり次第、こっちは本題に移るからな。
そうね。もうできるだけ茶番はうんざり。
I know, right? I had to get as much information out of her as I could. Just because we had let our guards down here for the time being didn't mean Sakurai's nature had changed. I stopped holding on to strange delusions the moment I saw the cold look in her eyes. The talk we had earlier like friends at school fooling around, it was all just an illusion. I felt bad things would happen if I didn't keep forcing myself to believe that she and I were enemies. Yeah. However.
じゃあ本当に2人は付き合ってると思っていいんだよね。
ああ。
まあ。
Ah. It was already late at night, but it didn't end one bit. None of that mattered now, but we went on with the act knowing it'd be the only way to get Kasumi off our backs.
絶対嘘じゃないよね。これで騙したら私もう本当怒るよ。
I silently raised my hands to proclaim my innocence.
桜井さんは？
あ、ええ。おおむね。
Sakurai probably found the whole thing a pain too. It was clear she wanted to get this over with as soon as possible, so we were on the same page there. Incidentally, Shirou and Honjou weren't there. They said they were going to buy dinner, but that was probably a lie. Most of the guys here were killed during last night's incident, so they probably had to go gather weapons and information by themselves now. I thought about trying to talk them out of it again, but with people on their side dead, it was really unlikely they'd have listened to me anyway. I wished I could stop them, but I just didn't know how I could do that right now. So for starters, I decided to take care of the situation first. Marie was already asleep, so as long as we could get Kasumi to calm down, I could rest easy. Or so I hoped.
おおむねってどういうこと？
How much more persistent could she get? How long was she planning on obsessing over this one thing anyway? What Sakura and I were doing in private was none of her business, even though we're not really doing anything in private, besides trying to kill each other.
何よ、そのすっごい嫌そうな顔。
だってな。
Fed up with the whole thing, I decided to speak up.
さっきからお前どれだけこの話題で言ってんだよ。こんないかにもつまんねえことを。
つまんない？
悪い、失言。
Well, I could understand her logic to an extent. With all of us telling her lies, if she could only find one flaw in our reasoning, she could start doubting the entire premise of the thing. From Kasumi's point of view, Sakurai was probably the one least likely to be lying. I knew that, I really did, but...
友達に休校のことメールしても返信ないし、いい機会だから今までうやむやにされてたあれやこれやをまとめてはっきりさせようと私は思うの。
Now, if only she would get off my back. Kasumi's questions basically boiled down to three things. First, why was I with Shirou? Had I really not heard from him until just the other day? Second, why were Sakurai and Marie with me? And third, was I really dating Sakurai? Each of these were so ridiculous they made my head hurt. The first one wasn't much of a problem since all I had to do was basically tell the truth and say Honjou had somewhat forced me to come here. As for the second, I managed to get by that one by saying that Marie had fallen asleep and had just come along with me of her own volition. But the third one had been proving quite formidable. Well, to be fair, if I were in her shoes, I'd find the whole thing so fishy that even I'd call bullshit on it. But still. Anyway, I couldn't keep Sakurai going along with this forever, so I had to get this idiot to understand and go to sleep already. I had things I needed to get to do too.
どうすりゃ納得するんだよ。
だからさっきから言ってるじゃないの。分かってるくせに桜井さんだって聞きたいでしょ。
え、ああ、それはまあ。
Don't.
ということだからで、そこはがっつり男を見せて。
Damn it.
お前は珍しく俺をいたぶれるのが楽しいだけだろ。
Of fucking course she is.
そんなことないですよ。
She was so full of shit. I mean, look at that shit-eating grin.
さあそれじゃあ行ってみよう。藤井蓮が今一番好きな女の子の名前はダラダラダラダラダラダラダラダラダラダラダラダラダラダラ、じゃじゃ
Okay, now I'm just trying to imagine the voice actors actually having to keep a straight face while doing that. I really felt like punching her. But when he got to the heart of it, all of this was caused by my dumb lie, which made it my fault. I did regret taking advantage of her and lying to her all the time. So I
お前だ。
blurted that out with quite a bit of honesty.
私
Gotcha!
そ
As I watched my childhood friend wave her hands frantically and point at me like she wanted to complain, I slowly explained what I meant.
う、腐れ縁だしな。女って言ったらまずお前が浮かんでくるのは当たり前だろ。
Oh,
実際好きかって言われりゃ好きだし。
there we go!
でもだったら桜井さんは
こいつはまた別問題。
More like a different dimension.
それはつまりライクとラブの差なのでは。
さあ、俺はそういうのよくわからんし。
ダメよそんなの。友達に対する好きと彼女に対する好きはきっちりパッキリ分けないと。携帯とかにこうずらーっとずらずらーっと女の名前が100も200も入ってて、誰これって聞いても平気な顔で友達とかいうイケメン、私絶対認めません。
That's oddly specific, but actually pretty accurate considering.
っていうか男女で友情なんかあるかバカ。
Huh? Wait, what? Okay, what was she getting angry about? Besides, had she forgotten?
お前前に俺のこと友達とか言ってただろうが。
She called me her friend or something when I was keeping my distance from the class on my first day back at school from the hospital.
あれはまたちょっと違うっていうか、あの時と今じゃ友達の概念ニュアンスちょっと違うのよ。
意味がわからん。
だから
まあそれについての議論はどうでもいいけど。
どうでもよくない。
Would she let it go already?
そんなん語り出したら一晩かかっても終わらないだろう。
Yeah, probably.
じゃあ今から一晩語ろうよ。
Oh god.
勘弁してくれ。
There was nothing to discuss anyway. Our conversation would have been over in 5 minutes.
そもそもあなたがそっち方向に話を持っていくから悪いんじゃない。
You're not helping.
なんでお前まで不機嫌なんだよ。
そんなこともわからんのかこのバカチンが。
ほんとバカ。
バカ。
Come on, don't double team me!
もうだったらバカでいいから。
その投げやりな態度は何なのよ。
Our Twitsumi fell headfirst into the sofa. I was growing a bit worried about her, though. Her mind had been underperforming all day.
私はただあんたが変なこと言うから桜井さんに嫌われたらどうしようって思ってるの。
ああ、
別に嫌ってはいないけど。
本
I struck before Sakurai could say anything else.
そういうことならこれ以上邪魔しないでくれ。
当？邪魔って何よ。
お前がわめき続けてるせいでさっきから二人きりになれないだろう。んないちいち硬直すんなよ。こっちが恥ずかしくなってくる。
でもそうね。
Sakurai made a troubled smile, then patted Kasumi on the shoulder.
私は彼と話があるから 少しの間席を外してくれないかしら。そんなに心配しなくても本当に話すだけだし。
And then here's what Shirou does. He will immediately just turn on the camera so Kasumi can listen in on our conversation about supernatural Nazis.
私は別に心配なんて。
そうだったら。
Sakurai pointed to the door with her thumb. Kasumi started to say something, but in the end, did as she was told, and reluctantly left the room. Well, it was probably a difference in dignity there. She gave me one hell of a glare right before leaving, though.
可愛い子よね、綾瀬さんって。
Yeah, she's certainly enjoyable.
そうか。
ええ、あなたは近すぎて気づかないのかもしれないけど。で、
She calmly looked back at me and grew serious.
そんな彼女を締め出してまで私と話がしたいんでしょ。要件は分かっているけど、何かしら。
Either way, I finally managed to secure some time with Sakurai in private. With Kasumi taken care of, it was now my chance to clear things up with this girl. Alright.
何か飲むか。
I made that suggestion to change the mood and calm things down first. I didn't know what alcohol tasted like, and this wasn't the time to be getting drunk. But when I considered our relationship, I figured we need something to liven things up. Also, while it was only a guess, I suspected that alcohol wouldn't have much of an effect on me now, given my current body. Sakurai silently held out her hand, so I grabbed a random bottle of whiskey or something laying nearby and tossed it to her.
ついではくれないのね。
そういう仲でもないだろう。
Fair point. Sakurai shrugged and opened the bottle. I thought about passing her a glass, but then she up and drank half the whiskey straight out of the bottle. Dear God.
はい。何よ、恥ずかしがるような柄でもないでしょ。
そんなんじゃねえよ。
I was just surprised that she also did things occasionally that didn't match her looks. Feeling unable to back out then, I took the bottle from Sakurai and proceeded to drink the remaining half straight out of the bottle.
おいしい？
くそまずい。
ええ、私も同感。
For starters, my theory turned out to be correct. Not even crazy drinking stunts like that seemed to affect my body in the slightest.
お酒もタバコも麻薬も毒も全部分解されるわよ。まあ慣れれば抵抗力を抑えて無理やり酔うこともできるみたいだけど。
Holy hell, that's pretty cool actually.
そういうことを好んでやるのはベイくらいね。参考になった？
別に。
I wasn't planning to stay like this forever. I wouldn't mind being immune to alcohol and smoking, but I didn't consider having nigh omnipotent body functions useful either, just sickening. Well, the taste of the whiskey alone made it worth drinking. The terrible taste jolted my senses awake, helping me forget this dumb rom-com of a farce I'd been trapped in.
座れよ、桜井。
I gestured towards the sofa. Sakurai nodded and sat down, and I followed suit by taking a seat on the opposite side, facing her. It was a whole day later than I'd been hoping, but now my nursing of Sakurai was about to pay off.
まずは一つだ。もうここで流血は意味がないとか言ってたけど、それはあれだろ。
I remembered what Spine had told me.
スワスチか。
The 8 battlegrounds set up in this town. I needed to know their locations and the order they were planning to approach them. She probably wouldn't tell me about the latter, but I had to pry the former out of her no matter what.
今開いてるのは3つか。
Sakurai paused for a bit as she pondered my question, then answered.
いや、もしかしたら4つかもしれない。
何？
なんとなくわかるのよ。あなたは感じない？言葉じゃうまく言えないけど。それより藤井君が3つだと思った根拠とその場所はどこ？
そんなの決まってるだろ。考えるまでもない。
There were only 3 places in this city at the time that fit the conditions. The museum where Maria's guillotine was, the park I fought Spine in, and this club here where many died last night. Nodding, Sakurai confirmed that I was indeed correct.
普通スワスチカが開いた場所はまっとうな神経の持ち主なら立ち入れないくらい汚染されるものなんだけど、ここはホールに集中したからそれ以外は無事のようね。 綾瀬さんに触りを起こさせたくなかったらあそこには近づかせない方がいい。
そんなことは分かってる。
It kind of pissed me off that she, the main culprit responsible for making our hall like that, was now casually warning me about its dangers. But I managed to contain myself. However, there was one thing that kept bugging me.
あなたが知りたいのは残りすべての場所でしょ。
Maybe. But because Sakurai beat me to the punch, I lost my opportunity to ask. I decided I would just have to ask her later, then considered any remaining places that seemed clearly fishy.
うちの一つは学校だろ。お前とルサルカが何の目的もなく転校してきたわけはない。
Rusalka even said so herself, not to mention...
前にアースがどうこう言ってたしな。
A place that could disperse the calamitous outbursts of Ananerbe. Probably something akin to a field that effectively ate up the souls reaped by them.
ええ、ご名答よ。その通り。
なら結局
Their true intention was probably to massacre the school's students and teachers. So that was what Rusalka meant when she said that all I had to do was be there. So that place was about to get more dangerous. The closing of the school, first of all, was no doubt Honjou's work. We were successful in getting Kasumi away from there, but there was no way I could let the other students die. Sakurai said that 4 of the swastikas might have been opened. Could the school have been the 4th one? It was possible, but I hadn't heard any news about any massacres or anything. Actually, knowing them, they would probably cover the whole thing up. They treated citizens as sacrifices, so it would be most effective for them to keep things covered up in public all the way until the end. So, I probably had to go to the school. I personally wanted to protect that place above all else. While I was having those thoughts, Sakurai went on.
諏訪槌地を開くのは戦場。無気も繊維もない普通人を捧げたところで、そう簡単には開かないし、何百人も使って無理やりこじ開けても、霊覚的には落ちるでしょ。
Okay, so, in an essence, the school kind of is safe in a sense?
だから、私たちには戦いがいるの。あなたという敵がいて、そこに巻き込まれる人がいて、大量の血と魂が懺悔すれば、そこは戦場跡として法人と化す。
Okay, maybe not safe.
と言っても、それが最良というだけで、あなたがいなければどうにもならないわけじゃない。戦場予定地に敵がいなければ民間人を。それさえいないのなら、仲間同士で、結局スワスチカはこじ開ける。多少霊覚が落ちようが、すべてそうでもない限り許容範囲。副首領閣下の術に穴はなく。と言っても、それが最良というだけで、あなたがいなければどうにもならないわけじゃない。
Huh. Your civilian lives, or like not your own comrades. Interesting. A little bit of information.
俺に選択の余地はないってことか。
そういうこと。
If I fought them, I risked opening swastikas myself. However, if I left them alone, they just massacre innocents. It probably went without saying at this point that gathering several of them in one place and defeating them would be quite the Herculean task. I couldn't challenge Sakurai right then and there with Kasumi nearby, and I was totally out of options, which meant my only option was to accept said Herculean task and try to beat several of them at the same place. My one saving grace lay in the difficulty for anyone other than students and faculty to enter the community known as school. In other words, no other unrelated people would die there. At least, that was what I wanted to believe, but
他の場所は
temporarily suppressing my emotions, I voiced another question.
教会、タワー、遊園地、それから病院。
Places that I've been.
うち3つは至極簡単に開けるわね。あなたがいてもいなくても、あそこは人がとても多い。
She was right. The tower and amusement park were hot tourist attractions for Christmas, and the hospital had tons of patients.
私がこんなことをベラベラと喋る理由は分かってるのよね。
ああ、
since having an enemy to fight was better than slaughtering civilians, telling me this would increase my chances of showing up in those places. In other words, she was only linking information to her for her group's benefit, and though I knew that, all I could do was play right into their hands.
副首領閣下の性格の悪さには私もつくづく感心するけど。まるでどっちが鬼かわからない鬼ごっこね。自分を捕まえ屈服させてみせろ。あなたは追われながら追わなければいけない。
Quite a weird game of tag, really.
と、これくらいでやめておきましょうか。
Probably realizing that my self-control might not hold if she continued further, Sakurai relaxed and gave me a civil smile.
あなたの性格はだいぶ分かってきたし、ここでやり合うつもりもないから。で、次は私の質問に答えてくれない？どうして？
いや、まだだ。
There was still stuff I wanted to know, and I would have been annoyed to let things end at her pace above all else. So I asked one of the questions I put on hold earlier.
博物館はなんで開いた？
Actually, yeah, that is a good question. The guillotine was at the museum, so maybe the dozen or so souls Kasumi reaped were gathered there, but that didn't sound nearly enough. Sakurai told me that Kasumi was the executioner or something, so I thought that I accidentally absorbed those souls together with Marie, but that didn't seem to be the case. Now that I was beginning to get used to my power, I knew that Marie was the only soul within that guillotine. According to Mercurius, she alone was superior to all of those freaks. So the souls Kasumi reaped either went to the museum or somewhere else. Either way, they didn't open any swastikas. They certainly managed to awaken me to my power, but they wouldn't have been enough to fuel a spiritual explosion strong enough to open a swastika. Then, just whose soul was it that turned the museum into a swastika? I wondered if something like that could become a hint to how I should solve this mystery, but all Sakurai did was frown and make a clearly displeased face.
それは大事な問題なの？
大事じゃないなら隠さず話せよ。
Her face then grew even more sullen. She must have been hiding something that was best kept hidden from me.
別に大した問題じゃないけど、あそこで昔仲間の一人が死んだのよ。
Oh?
ただそれだけ。
Which one?
死んだ？
Maybe Valkyria? I'd already more or less identified the Obsidian Round Table's members by that point. I could feel pieces in my mind fitting together. A member who was already dead. Someone who Sakurai was reluctant to comment on. In other words, it was...
何よ。
No. It was best it didn't go any further. It wouldn't be good to learn too much about her background.
何もないなら、次こそこっちの質問に。
待てって、まだだ。
I interrupted Sakurai before she could finish.
あなた、本当に勝手よね。
Yeah, I kind of am, aren't I?
そんなうんざり言われても、俺も好きでやってんじゃない。
だったら、あと一体いくつよ。
2つだ。
Two questions. After that volatile exchange, Sakurai hastily urged me to continue with an annoyed jerk of her chin.
氷室先輩は何者だ。神田が、あの人はお前らの仲間じゃない。かといって無関係でもない。
In other words, I didn't know what her role was. She was a gloomy shut-in with terrible reflexes, so I felt it unlikely that she'd be a fighter who could kill people with ease. But in that case, what kind of a position was she in? This was also my intuition talking, but I felt that mystery was the most important of them all. That and we haven't really talked to her in a while. Who was Himuro? And what was she hiding behind that impassive shell of hers?
俺はあの人が全て計算づくで動いてたとは思えないんだ。
仲が良かったの？
ああ。少なくとも俺はそう思ってる。
Even those psychos couldn't tell who I was when they first met me, so I highly doubted Himuro could have already been targeting me when she became my friend over a year ago.
それは大事なことなのかしら。
大事だよ。お前にはわからないのか。
分かってないのはあなたよ。
Sakurai shook her head in exasperation and stood up.
さすがにもう我慢できないから帰るけど、その前に教えてあげるわ。
Aren't you gonna ask me something?
誰だって優先順位がある。父親と母親のどちらかが死んでどちらかが助かるとしたら、みんなより大事な方を選ぶでしょ。
That's a question I can't answer.
兄弟でも友達でも恋人でもそう。みんな大事。みんな一緒。誰も話したくない、選びたくない。そんな綺麗事通用しないわ。あなたは彼女と友達だったのかもしれないけど、要するに切られたのよ。シスターだってそれは同じ。藤井君と仲良く青春してるよりもっと大事でやりたいことがあったんじゃない？
I was about to speak up but chose not to. I couldn't say it. True, I understood her logic, but in that case, what was it that was so important to her?
分かり合えないわよ。無駄ね。
Sakurai looked away.
あなたとこういう話をしてると私はとてもイライラする。言ってもどうせ分かってなんかくれないし、分かってもらおうとも思わないし。だから氷室先輩が何者かなんてあなたが知ってもしょうがない。
Did she refer to Himuro as senpai, or did I mishear that?
あなたは知ったところで何もできない。
お前な。
I grew irritated at her harsh way of speaking and was about to grab her by the shoulder. But then she suddenly clutched her stomach and squatted down.
おい、どうした？
Oh crap, it's a scorpion, isn't it?
でもない。ほっといて。
ほっとけって、お前。
That pain sure as hell wasn't normal. Had her symptoms from the night before come back with a vengeance?
いいわよ、別に。二度も助けてなんかくれなくても。あなたなんかにこれ以上触られたくない。
She was right that I had no obligation to help her twice, and we had just been having an argument, but we weren't done talking. So regardless of the circumstances, I had to lie her down and make sure she got some rest.
触られたくないのは分かったけど、ちょっとだけ我慢しろ。
I said that with a discouraged voice, then lifted Sakurai up so I could carry her over to the sofa.
バカね、ほんと。甘いわよ、藤井君。
I'm aware.
私、あなたのそういうところが。
It seemed her strength had completely left her. She fell on me with all her weight.
大嫌い。
Yep. Something crashed into my neck and I felt the lights of the room dim.
ごめんなさい。でもあなたがうかつなのよ。女はあまり信用しない方がいい。昔からよく言うでしょ。
Ouch. I couldn't open my eyes. I was losing consciousness. It appeared I'd completely let my guard down, leaving me totally susceptible to such a blow. Damn you,
言っ
Sakurai.
たでしょ。私の立場を分かってるのって。それに、氷室先輩のことをあなたに話すわけにはいかない。だって。
As my consciousness faded, I saw Sakurai give a self-mocking smirk and turn around to leave the room. I shouldn't have let her go. I still had questions! What was so special about Himuro? Why couldn't she tell me about her? Unable to raise my voice and having been totally duped, I ultimately lost consciousness. Damn! You actually had me worried about you! Oh, this is different. The night air at the school felt ominously cold. Naturally, the hallways were unoccupied. Only faint voices echoed throughout them. Dim sounds, mixing with the rustle of the wind, came rushing down the hallways. No, they were screams. Moans tuned with hints of despair and resignation. Within the confines of a dark classroom, a chorus of muffled voices could be heard seeping out in broken fragments, each begging for help. They all pleaded to be released from their bloody prisons. A set of iron maidens.
ほらほら、もうちょっとよ、頑張りなさい。 あともう少しだけ力を込めればそこから出ることができるんだから。
Oh god, don't tell me she's actually torturing students.
仮にもあなたたち適当に集められたとはいえ、あいつの選んだ供物でしょ。根性を出せば奇跡の一つぐらい起こせるかもよ。ほら、ファイトファイト。
However, in contrast to her cheerful voice and bursts of encouragement, the petite witch, Rusalka, had no intention of letting her rounded prey go. She clapped in rhythm, while watching the rabble get skewered on countless thorns. The very same students she once had pleasant chats with in this classroom now kept on writhing in agony, their bodies riddled with holes inflicted by those caskets of death. In the meantime, the chunks of flesh and blood they shed were devoured by the shadows wriggling at their feet. The witch stood on the podium, her iron torture devices sitting in the center of the classroom. This was a witch's banquet. I don't know. I've been to better witch banquets. A foul Sabbath in the making, where the predator refused to let her victims live or die, keeping their wounds at a point just shy of fatal. It was her hobby, as well as a form of training in a way. The same way a candle shone brightest moments before it was extinguished. She was dragging out the character of their souls by making them stand upon the precipice between life and death, thus kicking their survival instincts into gear. Though the scale and methods differed, it was the same chain of events that led Ren Fuji to master his Ananerabe. Those students had their despair and agony tempered to utmost perfection by the red-headed witch known as Rusalka. Naturally, most of them gave up on surviving rather quickly. Only a select few had chosen to resist despite continuous bleeding and the sheer level of destruction inflicted upon their bodies. Usually, just slicing off a single finger was enough to make them choose death. The majority of the caskets in the room had long since ceased their rumbling. Those within had been devoured by the shadow just as they were about to give up. It preyed upon that moment then when their lives shone the brightest, devouring them like one did ripe berries, refusing to let that luscious moment pass. It then struck again. A female student who had refused to give up despite being pierced all over in her iron casket stopped moving.
さて、次はどの子にしよっかな。
A bewitching smile rose to Rusalka's face as she began to decide on her next prey. The witch had already forgotten the taste of the soul she'd just eaten. Fuck! I recognize that tune. Once she had finished her momentary snack, the red-haired witch narrowed her eyes for a moment and looked over herself. Her eyes for a moment looked over herself. Her black uniform was proof of her loyalty, proof of where she belonged. Number 8 of the Longinus Dryzen Orden's Obsidian Round Table. She felt the core of her personality course through her with the utterance of her alias. This was a right to reconstruct her personality that had once completely dissolved in pleasure.
待たせたわね、ベイ。
そう思うんならちった慎みなよ、ババア。
Rusalka turned around in good spirits only to be met with an exasperated reply.
年の割にお盛んなのも結構だがね。こっちの身にもなれってんだよ。
あらやだ、退屈だったならあなたも混ざればよかったのに。
おいおい。
Wilhelm was sitting on a desk, the tip of his nose wrinkled. Almost like he was asking her to keep the sarcasm in check. The man who was in constant search of his heart's desire and kept on getting rejected bared his discomfort as if he were annoyed. As if declaring they didn't care how she was getting a head start on the buffet.
男だけじゃなくて女の子もいたと思うけど、その子たちで遊べばよかったのに。
劣等のメスザルなんぞ抱けるかよ。
There's the racism.
ベイはわがままなんだから。
She gave a thin smile, almost like that of an old woman.
まだ若いのね。
はあ？
そのうちわかる時が来るわよ。
そんなもんかね。
He kept turning aside the witch's smile with a bored yawn.
それよりマレウス、 クリストフから預かったカインの正義だけどよ。お前どうすんだ？
どうするも何もバビロンの生物は残っているじゃない。
使えんのか？
冗談。生物は一人に一つ。彼女でなければ活動も用いることはできない。
Okay.
けど、どういう仕組みで操っていたのかを解析するのは難しくなかったわ。
Alright, that kind of Okay, only one on an airbag. Got it.
再現できたのか？
Wilhelm didn't miss the quiet clicking of Rusalka's tongue.
おいおい、大丈夫なのかよ。
うるさいわね。カインを思い通りに動かせればいいんでしょ。それくらいなら簡単よ。
Can we just get like maybe, I don't know, with the way that with Kane is being built up, something tells me I would like to see him just kind of run amok, but go up against like the people that were controlling him. Like he's suddenly in charge now.
ということは何か結果があるんだね。
Oh my god, a team up of Ren and Kane, that'd be awesome.
大したことじゃないわ。魔力を外部から注入しなくてはならないだけ。メンテナンスが今まで以上に必要になっただけよ。でも
Oh, damn it, she was still talking. Stop pausing! Okay, I'm getting better. Wilhelm lightly shrugged his shoulders and dodged the topic. Though he himself belonged to the realm of the supernatural, he had no interest in the system of sorcery itself. Like an expert marksman who had no interest in his gun itself, apart from the knowledge necessary to perform its daily maintenance.
にしても、あのガキどもがバビロンをやっちまうなんてな、思ってもみなかったぜ。
Oh! Oh ho ho! They were lied to!
へえ。その割には随分嬉しそうじゃない。
They think Ren and the others killed Babylon.
そりゃな、期待外れだと思ってた奴らがこうまで前線してるんだぜ。やり合うのが楽しみってもんじゃねえかよ。あのシローってガキもまだ生きてるみたいだしな。
Bet that makes you happy. Wilhelm spoke happily, though his smile was superficial. His eyes gleamed with the excitement of a beast in the midst of a hunt.
随分その彼に終身なのね。だったら私はザラツストラをもらっちゃおうかな。
レオンのやつは生きてんのか死んでんのかもわかんねえのか。
あの子には呪いがかけてあるわ。もし裏切ったのなら今頃どこかでのたれ死んでるわよ。
そうかよ。
それにレオンが生きてて私たちの邪魔をするようならその時は殺しちゃえばいいじゃないの。
だな。まあせいぜい奴らには楽しませてもらおうじゃねえか。
楽しみ。
I guess this is like seemingly setting up that, yeah, Sakurai is gonna switch sides at some point. Although for that to work, she would have to be attacked by her own comrades for the effect of the curse.
楽しみだ。
The demon's delight echoed across the pitch-black classroom. Wilhelm then suddenly shut his mouth as if he just remembered something.
ああ、そういや、一つクリストフから頼まれたことがあったぜ。
It was unclear what he said, but the witch's smile grew only more obscene when she heard it, widening into a grin endlessly darker and crueler. Oh, that's... Okay, that's pleasant. Thank you for that. That's just... Okay, I shall name this file... No, that's too much. I won't do that. Oh wow. Why the hell did it do that? Did I accidentally hit enter or something, or tab or something? That's a hell of a jump there. Anyway, guys, that's where I'm going to end it. Okay, so with this, we learned that they can only wield one Ananerabe. Okay. Actually, I think that was pretty much established at the end of the last episode when Kristoff murdered, Babylon. A.k.a. Brenner. So, But for some reason, her Ananerabe is still active. It didn't disappear, because... Well, I'm pretty sure when Spine died, his Ananerabe disappeared, so... I wonder what's so special about... Maybe it has something to do with Cain himself. Huh. Oh well. I made a mistake in trusting Sakurai, you know. She'll just knock you the fuck out. I got played. And so did Ren, apparently. Oh my god, that entire sequence was just... That was not right. Damn it, Shirou and Honjou are just... They're just trolls to the extreme at this point. Actually, not so much at this point. It seems to be like they were trolls from the very beginning. Well then. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. And that was... I feel bad for Kasumi. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Hello there everybody, Sabato92 here, and if you like this video, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. And hey, if you guys like my content, then maybe you'd like to check out another channel who I think deserves equal attention. So click that nightmare emblem and check out that channel, or go to the links in the description down below. Once again, thank you, and I'll see you guys in the next video.